All right, so inspired by Man Alone, I, who is a solo up and comer, if not already have arrived, um, and of course, compared to Geek Gamers and my dog who's barking in the background, I decided to clean up and go through my resources. So I cleaned up my cupboard of hiding, and I have my games for the school program. I have dice that have cost me more money than I can even think of, because that's, I guess, old dice, and many of them have been given away to the students as gifts at the end of the year. But these are kind of uh, my good stuff, and wow, a lot of stuff. So I've culled that, and then I got paper and shit like that for my office, and I've got, stuff. And I got a box of bags, of dice bags. Yay, dice bags, lots of dice bags. Bags coming all over the place. All right, so went through the tarot stuff first, and I got lots of writing books, and then I've got kind of I Ching, and I wouldn't buy it again. Just get the coins, get a book, you're good. With these are all kind of like my rejects. So Angel Tarot I got because somebody made a mistake in sending me a tarot deck, and it's the World Shamans. I initially liked the art, but after looking at it's a placer. Mausolea is very dark. It's beautiful, but I just am not going to use it in solo play all the time. And then I have a personality, Mr. Petisky, who had designed and colored, worked on his own deck of cards based on Marseille. And he's also one of these personality people. And I'm happy I have it, but it's not going to be something that I use. I got the Golden Tarot. It's about the size of a small book. The cards are literally about that big. It's very pretty. It's very old, but it just it isn't inspiring enough for solo roleplay. So I go over here, and then this is where I have all of my cards that, again, they're not exactly rejects, but they're just things that are going on. So I have Ironforge in there. Those are the original. That's the original deck. Got the Starforged. I've got the Sundered Isles. And then I have printed Iron Sword expansions. So I know that one of them is the Japanese one by Thomas Bolton. Absolutely fantastic. And I think the other one is just an expanded one that I really liked. I love this deck. This is kind of like one of those awesome-y decks. This is called Provision. And I've actually, that's an empty box. I've placed those over on my magic desk, and I'll explain why. Solemn Veil, very much a folk horror game, and each of these decks are for specific things. This is not a reject pile so much as it's a placeholder for, so denizens, encounters. So these are all folk horror things, locations, and finally, I'm not going to do the same for the Keeper deck, and challenges. So all of these could be very, very good for solo play, and probably I will if I take a solo game in the direction of folky horror. The Keeper's deck for Call of Cthulhu is great, but it's very Call of Cthulhu-y. The Deck of Many Things, there was a time and place. That time and place have gone. And so they're good, and it's kind of like some sparks, but nothing major. And then here are the tarot size Delve cards the official ones from the Iron Sorn stuff. And again, anything Iron Sorn you're going to love. Up here is more, I guess some of them are reject stuff. So this is just regular pack of cards. These are plastic cards that are foil, gold and silver, that are on black plastic. I'm not a big fan of plastic cards, but I got them so that they'd show up clearly on screen. And of course that worked out because I don't really do that. These are pirate cards that I got off of Temu, and they're very cool. They look really nice. And I put them back because I just couldn't find a purpose for them. This is from a Canadian individual publisher and designer. He's done his own deck, and you'll see that a little bit later on, because this is empty because it's over on my desk. So, Vaesen, this is empty because my Vaesen cards are actually in one of these type of things. Coriolis, is that empty? No, Coriolis cards are still there, and of course these are icon cards. Forbidden Lands have just started a Forbidden Lands campaign, and the horses have come in handy. Excellent. Anything from Free League is fantastic. And then this is kind of like a combination of Dragonbane stuff, and then on the other side is Deathmatch Island. So these are cards specific to games, of course, another one of those Dragonbane cards. And then here are individually printed out resources and official sources for the One Ring. And then up here I have some printed out cards. Dazed, I forget. I think that this is these are cards that indicate what you are in Dragonbane. And then these are cards that I have printed off, and I use these as spares for Household. And so if you're familiar with Household, those are excellent. And then more cards for Dragonbane, and even more cards for Dragonbane. So Dragonbane certainly is an important game. And then I go up to the rejects of some cards. I didn't think that National or Monarch, even though they're great cards, would give me anything for playing cards. So I put those back up there. The traditional Marseille tarot deck is very cool, but I like to have the imagery for the regular old cards, the numbered cards, and so I like to be sparked with my imagination, and that just doesn't do it. This is the, what's it called? This one is Radiant Wise Spirit cards, and so they're similar to Smith Waite, but they just are what they are. This is really cool. I have two of these. This is Spill the Tea. I have another one, of course, on the desk. Oh, well, there. It's somewhere. I think it's right there. And that is, I think, slightly better than this one. I don't know why I have two. I just do. Golden Tarot. Golden Tarot is really pretty. It's very medieval in its artistic approach, and that was great, but I'm not sure if I'm there, and I think that there were others that were better. Then we get into Sephiroth, and the Spheres of Heaven. I got it because I got the book, and I just don't, it's too obscure for me. I don't know why, but it just is. And then here, I got this cheap, the Ultimate RPG role-playing deck, and I looked at it, and I realized it's cheap, so it goes higher up and away from everything. Up there, I have tiles from the 2000s, early 2000s, for D&D and Pathfinder. And then over there, I have empty dice boxes for these dice down here. And I don't know why I'm keeping the boxes for Forbidden Lands and Vaesen and all the others, but they're all up there and they're all in a box. And then I have something, oh yeah, that's right, because of the irony of Jesus and double dice rolling, and they looked like stained glass, and I couldn't resist, and Jesus makes you roll better, I guess. So that's that. I think that's everything, and of course, I have some original Frosthaven cards. There you go. That's the cupboard. Oh, down here I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to use this. So I have trees, and I have terrain, and I have a box of trees somewhere else, and then I have other stuff under there, which are like little chairs and things like that. These are bags of miniatures. I think I lost a few of the Middle-earth role-playing game things, and so obviously I can't sell the game, but I have lots of doors and lots of like little bits and bobs for for 3D gaming. And of course 3D gaming requires a lot of setup and stuff like that, and I'm not sure that I want to go in that direction. These are all trees, because of course assessed needs a bunch of trees that are going to fall apart. And then these are all my miniatures. I've got tons of miniatures from the 2002, 2003, 2004 random box sets, and also back there I have larger figures in that black box. And I think that's it. And then my D&D stuff, this is literally all that's left of my D&D stuff. And my intention is to eventually sell those and get rid of all of my D&D stuff, because I don't care anymore. There you go. That's that. All right, so in keeping, I'm at the moment, I'm at the decision-making time between the tarot deck anime, the Japanese cards, the Yin Yang Insight Oracle cards, and the Chinese tarot deck. So I've got a Chinese, a Japanese, and I've got Yin Yang cards. And so I have to go through these to choose which one of these four is going to help me out. Over here, I have a bunch of stuff that I cleared out of my cupboard, and all of these are basically blank cards and stuff to store cards in. And there's my actual speaker that I use most of the time, but I'm not using it at the moment, so I'm just using my iPhone. Oh, and I have a random earplug that has gone missing. Okay, so over here, I have some shit. Okay, so in keeping with Manilone's ethos of let's keep things very pretty and meaningful to you, so I said, no, I'm just going to take stuff from the house and start loading up dice and things that I use. So I still have to work through this, but these are kind of, you've got your various kind of directional dice. We have weather dice here. I mean, we've all seen these on Amazon and stuff. I got weather dice from Steve Jackson Games. These are awesome. From Steve Jackson Games. These are absolutely fantastic. I have those weird numbered dice. Oh, also, get the starter set for Fallout, because the Fallout ones are really, really cool. I love this. And even though I have this one, which is the same essential thing with direction, right, with where you're being hit, these are hit dice, but I mean, this is large. I actually prefer the 20-sider versus the versus the 12-sider. So anyway, there you go. So that's that stuff. And of course, who's into solo gaming would not have the commemorative crochet needle. I mean, if you don't have a crochet needle so that you can point at, hey, this is my rubric of the day. I mean, you got to. This is like my version of an homage to one of the greatest supporters of our time of solo role-playing. And I will throw Kinless off to the side to show how important Geek Gamers is to me. Has always inspired, and now Man Alone is inspiring. So a lot of good stuff, and I'm very, very glad I got that book. And then these are just massive. I said, ooh, I got to get that pen for Man Alone, or pencil for Man Alone. And then I remembered that when I was 16, which was decades upon decades upon decades ago, I had bought something, and I thought that I had got rid of it, or my daughter took it because she's an artist. And I actually still have this. And this is a very bizarre type of sharpener for a pencil that would have cost me $35 American, and in Canadian, that's like $1 billion. But I found my original Staedtler pencil, and what's awesome is I've got a ton of leads. So I feel very, very happy that I found this, because A, saved me a ton of money, and B, it's really, I always use these back when I was a teenager, and that was easily 40 plus years ago. And so this is, well, yeah, more than 40 years ago, 45 years ago. This is awesome. I really have always loved this. And so there. So my whole purpose of going through my cupboard was essentially to say, hey, what do I need to buy and what do I not need to buy? And I discovered that I really have a lot of resources that I didn't realize. Anybody who is interested in Chinese or Japanese, hey, there's a 4. If I can get that 4. There's 4, and there's 6, and there's 5. And it gets a little confusing. That's 2, there's 8, 3, 12, look at that, and 11. So it helps you with your numbers. And then I like this, 4, 6, 3, 2, you know how to count. And then here are the double dyed. So this I think is the 40-sider, which is a 20-sider. So everything is doubled. So there's a 20. Over there was a 20. But anyway, so, if our Lord is going to help you with rolling dice, hey, it sparkles. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. It sparkles, yay. Okay, well, that was lots of fun. These big dice, I just like them because I'm going blind. And so I like clarity. So when I buy dice now, I go so that I can see them clearly. And so here with, say, the black Chinese dice, and that is 17, you kind of look at them and go, yeah, okay, that's a little bit clearer, maybe not, I don't know. So anyway, that's kind of like my main dice. And I've got regular dice, very expensive dice. These ones, I love this D4 shape. I think it's awesome. And that, okay, so that leads me back to the cards. So these are my keepers at the moment. This is where I am at the moment. So move over the light. So the Hanson Roberts deck was suggested by somebody, and I forget who it was, but the art is very childlike. As you can see, it's got a number of different European translations of what the King of Cups is. But even though it's cartoony, in a very cool kind of non-anime style, I think that after looking at everything, I thought this is the deck to kind of, it's in the, I will probably use it maybe. but more yes, but. Decima I'm keeping in here in my, this is what I should have as part of my solo stuff, is because there is lots of stuff here. I did buy it. I waited forever for this stupid deck. It seemed to take like a billion years. Doing it with one hand sucks. Frig. Okay, well there you go. That serves me right. Okay, so Decima is specifically designed for role-playing. And I like the art. The art's okay. And here, this is a sword, the Prince page of swords. And this says, if I can get it to say something, I'm always up for a new challenge, but you're not sure if they look before they leap. Well, okay. It gives some ideas. It gives some sparks. I like that. I like that a lot. So that's the reason why I kept this. But Decima is, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Decima. I think it's just because it was so late. Here, I'm gonna put you up there. Oh, well, all right. Look, you've gone blind. I'll have to edit this out. There you go. All right. Got the back. Okay. What's the T? This one's better than the other one. And I'm not too keen on the fronts, or the backs, as I should say. But I like, they're really good. Like, forces things on you. They're the forcer. So for modern play, which I think I'm going to go into a semi-modern play, they've got some nice cards. Wolf in sheep's clothing. And it's got nice art. Well, image art. It doesn't look like it looks like it's common domain, or in the public domain art. Fake smiles. So I like this dirt digging. It's got a lot of interesting things, ignoring people, unfazed. So I like this. I think that this, what's the tea, is better than spill the tea. And so this is definitely a keeper in this. And actually, as a keeper, I'm gonna move my pad over and I'm gonna say, boom, it's there. It's firmly on the left side, which is gauche. For those of you who speak French, that's a funny joke. My Lord of the Rings cards are really cool. I like them a lot. I'm not sure if I can one-hand this or not, but I may be able to get out a card. There we go. I like first of all, they feel beautiful. I like how they have things in the middle. Sorry, I've got some type of neurological disorder in my 60s. That means that my hands go a little wonky and shaky, so I apologize. I'm not happy that the jokers aren't red-black, but whatever. I just like the look of these cards and think that they have a lot of mileage on them. I need to bring out some more cards to get to the face cards. And of course, doing this with one hand. Well, at some point, I will get to some face cards. But it will take me a while. But as you can see, they're all filled in with these extra spaces. I like I really like the look. Oh my gosh, it's forever. Oh, there we go. All right, so you've got here what looks like a hobbit. He's a hobbit with a sword. Or is he an elf with a sword? Looks like a hobbit. But anyway, kind of cool. Jack of Hearts. Again, it's just simple art. Very nice. Nothing fancy, but good enough. And I like the color scheme. I like the way that it does things. So that's that. And if I can put it back, it will be a miracle, but I'll try. Let's see. There. Radio silence is never good on any type of media. So can I get that in? I'm sure I can. Yeah, I know it's upside down. All right, done. All right, so I thought, yeah, I can make use of this with solo play just because of the evocativeness of the cards and of the face cards. But again, it's not preferred over the tarot. But if I'm playing something that uses cards, like if it just playing cards, then these are certainly sufficient. And there you go, a really good look at that while I dig out some of these. Oh man, should have pre-planned, eh? All right, so, oh, okay, so there's a really good example. The art is a bit much. It is Shakespeare, so it's a Shakespearean deck. I like the way the clubs look. I like the way the spades look. I like that heart design. That's really cool. So I thought, yeah, these are awesome, expensive cards that I really liked. And I don't think that they're expensive, being like, I don't know, I think they were like 15 bucks or 10 bucks or something like that, American. But just really, really cool. And the red, I really love the red. So for my kind of playing just cards with my wife and stuff like that, this is Provision. So Provision have thick numbers, and pips are very nice. So let's get this out of the... So I like this almost Art Deco style. I like that. I like the width of the pips. So this is kind of like my playing card set. It's very bright. Orange? Sherbet? I would say that that's a sherbet color. And then I spoke about the Newfoundland deck. Well, this I love. I just absolutely love this deck. I'll move it out of the... Okay. So this deck has patterns on the back. And I love the old style kind of look of the pips. Here's the ace, and it's just beautiful with that leafy design imprinted in the middle. And then you get like very Newfoundland type of face cards. So here you have Caribou, and I'm sure that I can just keep on bombing through these until I get to, okay, so there, salmon. The Joker is a mummer. I love that. I'm not sure if these are still available, but he does etching. I love this queen. She's just a typical Newfoundlander. I lived very close to Newfoundland, and so these are all very, very familiar images. For those of you who don't know, that's a blueberry picker, and that's a blueberry comb. Things that you, I'm sure, did not know. And, of course, baking. So I just love this set. I think probably this would be my set that I would use first and foremost if I was doing anything online. I mean, I must say that I could probably put the rest of them away and everything would be fine. I see my dog is come back to haunt me. She's gonna bark. I know she's gonna bark because that's the front window, and she's gonna see things like kids at the school and stuff like that. She's gonna be like, so go away, go on, you can leave, go see mama, go on, go find mommy. There you go. Yeah. All right, so, and I have this in something that I don't even remember where I got it. I think I got it at a secondhand bookshop. They had this old bridge holding thing. So I know that they should be the same cards, but they're not. So this is for bridge, and it's nice and just beautiful, kind of patina. Very nice. I like it. I need to oil it up. So that's a keeper. And then I found stuff that I didn't even realize that I had. So I have Hill Folk, and I do remember that I printed out the cards, and then I did such a shitty job that most of these cards are off center or cut up or stuff. I think personally, Hillfolk is a great game. You should look into it. Certainly soloable, if not solo made. I forget who introduced me to the dungeon deck. It may have been Trevor Duval, but I'm not sure. And so just love this deck. And I don't even remember what it's called, to be honest. But there's the address, rollcunts.com. Rollin' Cunts. Well, that's a name. And so then it tells you how to do it, but you don't have to follow that. But I like that. Just this is my dungeon generator if I need it. And so there we go. Got it. Done. No introduction needed. Tana Pigeon and her wonderful deck version of this, which is hiding underneath my hex flowers, because if you don't have hex flowers, you just have not lived. I mean, the hex flower generation is just absolutely fantastic. So this is a photocopy that I just love, and not Monopoly. So we'll put that back. But yeah, Mythic Game Master Emulator. So the GME is alive and kicking in that form. So that's really cool. And here is Gates of Crystalia. It is a card game, and I actually find this to be fascinating, and I am learning to love it more and more and more. So now we get to my tarot cards that I've chosen. So these are Patiski's cards that give definition, and he tends to go on the upswing. So there's a movement, choice, creativity, stability, change, perseverance. So you're moving up. So by the time you get to tens, you are completing. And in the lower numbers, it's kind of moving up toward completion. And then each of these has an association. So you've got thought, physical, spirit, emotion. And so the clubs are wands, clubs. He associates them with the spirit. Diamonds are the physical, or say mammon-y stuff, the things that are material. Spades as thought, swords as thoughtfulness, and that's a very cool interpretation. And so these are just his versions of things. And then, of course, the classic spread, and so I've got this just, there out of the other box. So I really became keen on this person's stuff. So they did an absolutely beautiful job on making a deck that has a beautiful back. So these are the original cards, and it's all people. Okay, so it's all people, and the tarot is so amazing. The quality of these cards is fantastic. I just love this deck. And I'll try to find what the name of the damn deck is, because I'm usually not good at that. I will find it. I'll find it. I'll put it in the link because it's too good. Oh, there it is. The Lotus Tarot Signature Deck, first edition. It's utterly fantastic. So before it was released, or before I was able to buy it, I printed off the cards. Yes, naughty me, but I did talk to her about getting permission. And so what I did is I put them in the plastic. I printed them off on printer paper, so you can see it's Epson paper, if you can read that. There's the Epson mark. And so I printed it off on color paper, or printer paper, and what I did, so let's just turn this around. So what I did was, and I've got to get it out of that. All right, so you can see that I've got perseverance, spirits, which I wrote given a number of sources. Adulation, victory, resolution, acclaim. And then on the bottom part of the Six of Wands, I've got the opposite, treachery, bad news, lost battles. So what I did is I superimposed some kind of, this is Patiski, and then this is kind of the traditional, or at least a number of traditional sources that give an explanation. So I actually prefer this as a spark, because I do have a number of words that I came up with after looking at a number of sources. And I also have Patiski, who it tends toward the more positive, doesn't look at flipped around. But then defensive, tenacity, persistent, caution, as opposed to calamity, loss of security, vulnerability. I just love what I've done, and I'm very, very pleased with these cards. And so if I'm going to go for a set of tarot cards that I want as sparks, these ones and not the actual cards are the ones I go for. If I want interpretation and I just want to look at the card without any information on it, this is it. My favorite tarot deck by far is this Tarot de Marseille of the New Incarnation. Now, this is Eugene Vinitsky and Elsa Kapanutskovsky. So Elsa has done beautiful work drawing these, and these have this absolutely wonderful feel. These are probably the best cards I have ever held in my hand, by far. They are thick Polish or Lithuanian cardstock. And here, so it's in the French, deux des derniers. And so you have here the two of monies, coins, whatever. Here you have the 14, and you have temperance. So 8 de coups. So here are the cups, and so you get this medieval type of imagery. So it's modern. She's hand drawn them. Chevalier de coups, and here you have the valet de bâton, and again le 10 de denier. So you have the abundance of money, and as you can see, there's certainly an abundance of money there. Here again is le imperatrice. So is this the Hierophant? Yeah, 3. You've also got death, very traditional type of look. And you've got the 3 d'épée, so trois d'épée. So the 3 of swords. And I love the way it's looking. You've got this guy going after the king. You've got a knight on the side. And here the bâton, you have the 2 of clubs, bâtons, rods, clubs, whatever you want to call it. And he's either going to bop him out of on the head with the tree, or he's planting. He obviously looks like he's planting. So a lot of, I love this, but the cardstock is just, oh, that's so good. So those are all my absolutes. And then I get to the last 2 of the tarot-ish type of things. So I'm going to move Decima and these others over. Remember, I will still need to go through my Asian-inspired stuff And even at this point, I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep this out because I do really love the stuff in this box. Here's the Tarot of Landscapes. And what I love about this is it's very evocative, as you would imagine from anything. Oh, this is going to require me to do something crazy. Let's see if I can do it. All right, so there's darn book. And of course, they put it in a box. So, let's just try to drag out a couple of these so that I can just grab them. All right, so I'll grab some from the top because I don't think that they're in particular order. So they're matte. And so you can see the King of Pentacles has a nice gorilla. You've got the Fool, which has this golden rain, or this rainbow. I've always seen the Fool as being somebody who is kind of clueless, but also adventurous. Yeah, the kind of dumb, adventurous, I might go off a cliff, but hey, I'm happy-go-lucky. The Queen of Pentacles, I love this. Again, you've got a bear in the fall. The Knight of Pentacles, you have an elephant in Serendipity, or Serengeti. There's no D in Getty. Page of Pentacles, that looks like it's a tortoise. Here you have Pentacles, and it's the Ten of Pentacles, and you have a forest scene. Again, another forest scene. Oh, I think are these all Pentacles? Yeah. So it is. So I love the art. I just think that it's really nice, really evocative. Just love it. And so I'm quite happy with this being a bit of a. It's specific because it's the way things roll. That's a visual tarot. And visual in the sense that it's very specific and very much, this is what your environment looks like. You should be happy. So I like that. It would certainly be secondary to the others, but it has its place for those who are looking for something to kind of say, hey, I need a land type, and I need it to be a little more fleshed out than looking at these tarots. So then you've got the archetype cards. Now, I know that Man Alone is very adept and experienced with Jungian typology and the various movements that have come out of his analysis. These from Carolyn Meyer, who just seems to have a nonstop plethora of things that she kind of produces. These are 80 cards, and as you can see, you have some nasty stuff. So you've got slavery here, and surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So we can interpret divine in whatever way, but this slavery thing, the shadow attribute is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear, so coercion, right? So very, I like this. So these are, I think, are the more controversial ones that I chose not to add in the deck, and I don't remember what I was thinking at the time, but beggar, light attributes. So you have confronting empowerment at the level of physical survival, awaken the spiritual authority of humility and compassion and self-esteem. And the shadow attribute is dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. I like the art. It's evocative. I like the names, the mother, the queen, the angel, the virgin. Okay, well, virgin. Maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. I like how that's phrased. Shadow attribute, fear of intimate union. Nice. I mean, here's the prostitute. So you would imagine that this would be the opposite of the virgin. Accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So you have control, you're not coerced. The shadow is places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So it's a different interpretation as one would kind of think. And I like the way, so she's got a whole bunch of childhood backgrounds here that you can see. And the wounded child, we have God and kind of benevolence, compassion, recognizing eternal force within yourself and others, shadow attributes, despotism, cruelty, using power to control people. Ooh, well, there's a political statement. And then you have just a bunch of stuff that you can fill in yourself. I really, really like this deck. I want to use it more. I want to use it in solo play. I want to use it in gameplay. I need to figure out a way to do it. And then, of course, you have these, traditional kind of, archetypes. They're a bit big. They're a bit fiddly because they're so big. But I like them, and I think that nobody can go wrong getting this set. This is a great set. And again, one of the reasons why, so if I'm going for archetypes, I got these two. If I'm going for basic, absolutely these two. And this is Marseille, and this one is Smith Wright. So these are my key kind of decks that I've whittled down, given looking at everything. In retrospect, I'm not too sure what to do with these two. I'll probably put them back up in my cupboard, but they're on call. They're just waiting to be pulled out. This one, I think, again, this one might end up going on call as well. And then I will go through these and figure out why and which one or two I may decide to keep. So, anime, tarot deck, and guidebook. This is what the art looks like. 78 cards, very anime-esque, which does not bother me at all, but it has its place. I think that I can safely say that that's going to go up in the shelf. Not bad, just has its place in time. This one, which I remember cost me a fortune because it's hard to find, and I think it's in Japanese and not translated. I will look at that, but I'm not going to look at it now. The Chinese tarot deck, there's an example of what it looks like. I love, I prefer Chinese mythology over Japanese mythology, and I prefer Chinese Taoism and Buddhism over the Shinto, kami, nature of things. But that's a personal preference. I studied a lot of Shinto and haiku in university, and actually did better than most of my other studies. And it was it wasn't an elective. It was a course that I had to take because I needed to take a number of credits that were in other religions. And so I appreciate it very, very much. Amaterasu for the win. But I'm drawn more to the Chinese because I'm unfamiliar with all the themes. But I'm becoming more familiar with the themes. At the moment, I still want to look at both of them because they both might have their place. And then yin yang, cards in yin yang is so weird of a concept to me because the coins really do offer so many possibilities of thought and of pushing one. So I'm not too sure, and it doesn't really show anything. Now, I think that this may be made by the same tea people. And so, yeah, so I don't know why I have these ones separated out, because these are backwards. So what is this deck? Okay, so we've got Autumn. Oh, that's nice. Starting over, soul growth, clearing new intentions. I haven't seen this. I didn't look at it before. I'm literally just looking at it with you. Oh, that's really nice. Activity, goal, progress, life force. Ooh. Pluto, letting go. So these are like, these are kind of star stuff. I don't exactly know. I took them out for a reason, but of course I don't understand what that reason was. Higher self. Okay, so let's just do a random one. Okay, South Node, comfortable tone, resistance, fear of the new, clinging to old ways or situations. So, good, bad? Let's look here. Decisions, love the long road, contemplation. So, this is the journey between two people or two paths to stay or go. Ooh, I like this deck. Ooh, now I kind of know why I got it. I don't know why I don't know why I've backwardized some of these cards, but toxicity. Oh, there's a lovely card. Toxicity, bound. Addictions, patterns, energy vampire. Ooh, an energy vampire. Got lots of those in my life. You? Trauma bond. Okay, one night stand. Woo! Hot. Many options, decisions, unconventional, string along. Ooh, that's an interesting interpretation. And kisses. Oh, I just thought, who needs the romantic stuff, right? Well, maybe I do. Unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. Oh, so this is very positive. So that bottom part is not necessarily wrong. Self-worth, high vibration, self-worth, healing, unworthiness, expectations, values. Oh, I like that deck. Okay, yeah, that's a keeper. That's an automatic keeper. That is, I think, complementary to what's the tea. And so this is yet another kind of non-tarot, but kind of a spark. So these are the things. Just so you know, in this, it's not there, but there is nudity in these cards. And so, just be warned, Lotus Tarot, I support this person and their work. She's amazing. Lotus Tarot, signature deck, first edition. You will not be sad about the quality of the cards or anything. They're just fantastic. So I'll go through these two. I know that that's gone, and I'll be back with a little bit more. Here is the Chinese deck, and it's back. Here is the Japanese deck, and it's back. So looking at these cards, the Magician is very cool, kind of anime, but a different style. I love this. This is the 8 of Swords, and this looks exceedingly powerful, very fire evocative, very, very cool. You have the 9 of Swords, which again, okay, so you're upscaling from there to here. A little bit, definitely despair. There's a kimono with definitely it hanging over the head. And then you've got the Queen of Pentacles, and there she is with her money. And she looks very satisfied and contemplative, but she has kind of a sad look. Hey, stop that. Thank you very much. All right, well, the barking is over. All right, so then we look at the Fool. So the Magician, I wonder if I can get to the, can I get to the Fool? Huh. Are they out of order? Tower, Hierophant, Magician. Where the hell is the Fool? The Fool must be at the very back of, I must have put the Fool. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm gonna put I must have put the Fool after. Oh, they give you 2 10s, so they give you the Wheel of Fortune twice. Oh, gosh. Okay, there's the 20s. So it should be... Oh, well, I wonder where I put the damn Fool. Fool somewhere. Anyway, sorry I can't compare. I like the look of that Fool. And then if I just go like this, you've got Justice. Again, I love the color scheme. I mean, again, you can't get this from AI art, right? I mean, you probably could, but you'd be stealing from this artist. So I love that. I love the beauty of the color. The Sevens of Swords, I mean, tell me that that's not fantastic in terms of the fighting, the infighting, the just you know, the chaos. This is the 10 of coins. So this is probably best described as as you are on the top of the world in terms of your monetary wealth and your success. You're riding even a tiger. So good for you. You're doing well. 8 of Cups. Again, you're on the upswing. You've got good things, but look at the different colors. So I think that given the choice between the two, I definitely go for the... So I found both of these Fools. And here you've got... He's not as much on the precipice, blind as he goes. I mean, you've got the dog, of course, but the dog is kind of barking a warning. Is the warning that you're going into the unknown with the palace? Where's the danger? There's clearly some type of turmoil. Maybe the bridge is going to go out because of this turmoil. There's certainly rays of positivity at the end of this, but what are you willing to risk to go across? Is it foolish to cross when you've got such a storm in front of you? The dog seems to be saying, wrong, bad. Here, there is no dog barking at you. You are a John the Baptist type figure who looks like you've lost your mind. You are truly a fool, and are unprepared. You're going on a trip, looks like away from security, away from something that is protective, into the unknown. He's looking away at something. So and his feet are pointed in the other. So he looks undecided about which way to go and what to do. So in keeping with the theme, not entirely similar to the basic, you got the warning from man's best loving friend. Here, you don't have that warning. You're making the decision on your own. Even though that's not canon, not canon. I still prefer that. So that's my final decision. Hello. So, all right, these are my dice. And, yeah, I don't know how I got convinced that getting D6s was a great idea, because they're D6s. But, I do, and I have, tons. These are Dragonbane dice, from the Windtime stuff, and I'm very, very pleased with these, this kind of icy type of thing. And you've got a boon, I guess, a crit, and then you have a demon. Ooh, bad. It's funny, I mean, underneath all this, even though I don't have the game, I do have Mutant Year Zero dice, because I actually think that they're awesome. These are probably my favorite dice of all time. I don't like the bright white ones, but I just love these. And these are actually half of these dice that I have. Obviously, I've bought and spent a ridiculous amount of money on these. I think they're a cubicle 7, is it? Cubicle something dice. And these are the ones from the latest tour. I prefer these large numbers. I prefer this. I absolutely prefer this. I think it's a beautiful set. I mean, and also the how you've got the numbers that are darkened, so that you have a really good kind of spread, whether you're doing 50% or you're doing weaknesses because of whatever, taking conditions and stuff like that. These dice, I vaguely remember what they're for, but the fact that Brilliant Ruin, I think, these are a local store, Heroes Beacon. These are the 5 dice from, well, it's obviously a D20 game. I think that this was Machines, something in Machines. Anyway, I just love them for their look, and I think I kept them. I sold the game. Yeah, I forgot. Something in Machines. Anyway, I do love dice, as you can see, obviously. And these are all my metal dice. Now, they're metal dice. And I thought that I would never go back to regular dice, and I did, because I just think that there's something about rolling plastic. And I thought I'd never go back to plastic, but I never use them. Forbidden Lands dice have to be one of the iconic dice sets that you can ever get, and I am happy that I've got these sets. I think I may have 3. I'm not too sure. Alien dice, very, very awesome. Effect podcast dice. Very proud to have those Effect podcast dice. And so these are Alien, and these are Alien, and those are the Walking Dead universe. I have to always add that universe part. I forget the name of this game, but I just love this yin-yang type of look of the koi. Again, Effect dice. I think that these are also Effect dice. Yay! And then the Coriolis dice hiding way down there because I think that they're shitty. All right. So then these are Solemn Veil dice. I absolutely love this pink. I didn't get the black set. Kind of regretful. A whole bunch of Fate dice. Never play Fate. Probably will never play Fate, but hey, I got it. I must have bought something at some point from Coplo Games, and they gave me a free dice. And of course, I've already spoken about these kind of weird dice down there that you can get, 30-sided, 26-sided, stuff like that. And I think, I don't know what that is. I forget. I don't know. That can't be 66. Whatever it is, it is. And then a D100. So this is kind of like my main box of free league type game dice, or dice that can be used for those. So, we've gone through the other dice that I have over there. I mean, there's nothing majorly exciting. These are my old dice that I mentioned before. And these are the D&D dice that come with a starter set. They're just so shit. These are the D&D dice, which come with Pendragon. They're probably ever so slightly less shit than those, but they're shit. And I'm not going to hold back. I don't know what this game came from, but these are ever so slightly worse than those two, not by much, and they're intentionally shitty dice. A whole bunch of dice from way long ago here. Beautiful gray the percentile dice. These speckles, that there was a whole period of time when those speckles were just the cat's meow. They're kind of like what I'd call crayon dice, because of the way that they're made. And so I just got them all in a big thing. I tried to separate as many of my dice as I could, and as I think I said earlier, these are just dice that I want to pass off to the kids that I have the games with at school. I chose this dice particularly because the set was so bold. It's still a shitty dice, but in terms of its weight, it doesn't have anything to it. But I love the size of the numbers. Anything that has large numbers, this may seem okay, but in comparison with the other, I personally think that it's better. I don't like sets now that are confusing to read, like those beautiful green ones, but I just, nothing. In here, what do I have in this bag? Oh, these are just regular old shit dice from my bookstore, and I got those just in case I ever needed more dice. That shows the level of my addiction. I love orange, and so I have some dice from stuff that I used to use, or my daughter used for Warhammer. Orange dice, not two incomplete sets that have just been thrown together. Larger D6s. And then I love these white. I was into this marble kind of set for a while. Again, they're okay. These are household dice, and it's a Yahtzee system. So if you're unfamiliar, you roll. There's a set, so that's a basic set. 3 is a good. 4 is extreme. No, maybe 5 is extreme, or 4 is extreme, and 5 is astounding. But you're matching the symbols. You could do these with any regular dice. All the 4s are 4s, and the more you have of the same type, the better it is. Inside this awesome Empire dice or dice bag are kind of like complete sets. And again, well, this isn't a freaking complete set, but I do have complete crappy sets, and these are the ones that I'm giving away. And to show you some of the craziness that I've played in the past is, yes, that is a spin dice. And no, I do not believe that spin dice are the same as rolling a proper D20. It shows the level of my snobbery. But look! Yay! I see that sign, and I just keep on wanting to rolling. So, if you're not familiar with these dice, these are... I'm not sure if they're Cubicle 7 from that time period. It kind of looks like Cubicle 7. Anyway, these are L5R dice. Before Freely got their grubby little hands on it and said, hey, we're going to make you buy our proprietary dice. Sorry, but Free League is another company. Or not Free League, sorry. Fantasy Flight is just... I have fallen victim of the Fantasy Flight dice and the way that they have their business model, and so I have certainly bought more than my share of X-Wing shit and stuff like that. So those are kind of like my dice. Now I do have this company's dice, and Here is their D20s, which I've shown you, but I've also got the company's name. Probably you can get these anywhere. These are diffusion dice. And if it focuses, diffusion dice by roll initiative. I really like these dice. So anyway, I've got, I can tell you in 1 second how much I've got of those. So I have, at least 7 sets, maybe 8, and they're like $50 each. I think I have 8 sets. And so I really like them. So anyway, that's my dice haul, and I think that it's not a bad thing having a lot of dice. But if you get beyond this point, I think you got a problem. I think I have a problem, and I've got this many dice. But I'm trying to get rid of them. And this is a good indication of the level of my addiction. So there you go.